Hello, mate. You're right. How's your weekend been? Hope it's been good. Right. Uh, right. Live. Let's see what this week brings for us then. Usual stuff. Crazy Divines. Halloween nice. Links less so. This expedition. Treasure hunt. Okay. Nothing. That's going to be an interesting banner, I feel, for people. That could be an interesting one. Wait and see on that. Right, let's do this and then we can get someone off sailing. Morning, Bluefish. You all right? And go on and do the Void Rift and get some forging done, collect some rewards, that sort of thing. We should expect to see an update again this weekend or this week on the Forerunner. I would expect. I haven't seen the maps yet, so hopefully we'll see that soon. Sometime this, I would imagine, this week. Let's see what's happening in the world. Now everyone's back at work. I wonder if they'll release anything more about the shards. Morning, mate. You all right? Ooh, where's my cup of tea? Trying to conquer the world without it. Oh, that's so much better. That's a start to the day. Let's get this done. Come on. Quick one for you. This is the Forerunner. So this has got all the extra stuff on that may not have or hasn't arrived on global yet. So if you want to see anything or you're curious about anything that may be in the patch, just put a shout out in the comments and more than happy to go through it with you or go and show it. It's got no qualms about that, whether it's the new Malrix halls or Matrix or anything like that. Oh, bacon sandwich, eh? Oh, get in. How good's your life? That's a good start to the day. I've got this on 1 times speed. There we go. That should make it a little easier. For you. You. Oh, mature cheddar and sauce. Get it. That is nice. That does sound like a good start to the day. When I was doing some driving, we used to stop off somewhere and they used to do sandwiches with like brie and sweet chili sauce. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, you got a full one. Oh, what? Yeah, time to get your lottery ticket now then, isn't it? In fairness, it may all go wrong today, but so far I've been getting 7 shards a day, which is erring on the side of better than worse by some considerable margin, to be honest. I got a full one the other day, a full polished one, but we shall see if that carries on for the next 170 days or not. One ancient from Apocalypse 2 chest. Ooh. That's not fantastic. Morning, Tim. You all right? Oh, I got. I didn't record it or anything. I got Pope at the weekend by accident more than anything else. I just did a quick 10 pop. I thought, oh, I'll just do a quick 10 pull just to see if just to get my weekly done. Oh, A3 could get he's nice at A3. They all feel short. Always too short. Yeah, I just did a temple and I thought, I'll have a quick to get the weekly quest done and out pop Pope. So my Pope is now A4 on this account. I can't get Ingrid to save my life at all. Get absolutely nowhere trying to get her. So far, trying to get an Ingrid, I've ended up with an A1 Denny, an Ajax, and King Hearts. Too many heroes and not enough soul stones, yeah. You got a spare reset book about then, have you? That's nice. You got Ingrid. Oh. What are we doing here? Right. Nothing but they can take damage. You probably want an artifact on of some description. That'd be wise. That one's going free. Have that on. No, I can't get Ingrid. Read this up. Go on, do your shot. There we go. Wait until you've gone past. One ancient from Semrah chest. That isn't not fantastic, is it? Someone else just in the chat here just put they only got one. I'm hoping that's not a normal thing we're now expecting. Cheers, Carl. Thank you very much, mate. You got 6 ancients. Are you taking other people's ancients? Is this? What am I doing? I don't need to do you there at all, do I? Over there is the only real. Right, let's just trigger off that lot. Should be fine. This weekend's banner is quite interesting, isn't it? Elowin and Lynx. There'll be people that haven't got her that want Elowin and are going to end up getting Lynx. No. I think that's the really short answer. No, I don't think they will. I think they'll keep it there. Hopefully they'll say where else we can get them from or where else they're planning to put them in. I mean, I think we're all aware that they are going to sell them. If they can sell one complete soulstone for $100 or as near as, then they can definitely start selling the shards for what individually for what $1.20. What that work out? $120 for a whole one if you brought them individually on shards. So I don't think they're going to change what they do or how they're doing it. That would be my take on it. They might say what other events are going to be. Like we've got Halloween coming up, haven't we? Next, oh yeah, in about a month now. So they might say, well, there'll be shards available in that and that sort of thing, and that way they're still very much in control of it. But I don't see it changing on the chest rewards. Is my take on it. I don't know. I'm just having a play around with him at the moment. On the test server. Just sort of building up a 60k Abyss team on the test server, so we can put him in and out of other people to see what sort of damage potentially he's really got. Yeah, maybe they'll add them in there and get to see. Morning, Smedgy, you right, mate? The other thing I was doing, I was playing around with Northerner Trials Stage 16, trying to get that down to a reasonable level to do. Yeah, he's got shield breaking on there as well, hasn't he? So, got that mechanic on the go. And then the thing around the back of him, if you've seen a picture of him, he's got like much the same as Pope. You know, Pope has the little dots that come up above him, don't they? On his oh, come on, put Silas down, thank you. On his like shroud that tells you when he's sort of maxed out. He's got the same sort of display mechanic as that, I guess. You're gonna have to redo all your teams, aren't you now? Let's see if we can speed this up a touch. Have I triggered him too early, or have we got it just right? Yeah, just right. No, we want you there, don't we? We'll put you around the... Oh, where am I going to put you? That's going to be tricky. I'll put you there. Not sure if I put her down early enough. This could all go wrong. I need to move you, don't I, and swap you around. That would be ideal for me, I think. If that would work better. We haven't fired you off, have we, like a dick? What an idiot. Yeah, Hex Tweeler, that makes sense. Halloween coming up, doesn't it? See you later, mate. Have a nice week. No. No Mary cheese. There we are. Right. Get everything. 1 and 30. Sure you're useless. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we like. Chest. Apocalypse 1. Let's go. Got one already. That's it. That's it, done. Four, about right. What are people collecting from here? Just out of interest. This is Matrix. I'm only getting the bottom chest at the moment. I can get... Morning, Zeb. You alright, mate? No, I'm still playing around with him at the moment. Give me 2 secs. I can get about 20k. I can get just over 20k on magical, but physical damage I am a long way off. I mean, that is... Morning, Sonic. You alright, mate? You take advanced refining shards, yeah? Hammers. Ah, yeah, I've been using a lot of hammers recently. Blood sausage. Well, over here we class it as black pudding, which is the same thing. I love it, but it depends on where you get it from and how good it is. Depending on some places cook it and it's very dry, but yeah, I would have it. I have it all the time. I like it. There you go. Yeah, I get the bottom chest. To get this one is a lot harder. I think I've been doing the maths, and to clear this with your guild, you need to be hitting 60k by all 30 members. Ah, is that back to the Alps? So this is just the bottom chest, and we don't get a doubled up one. Yeah. So that's about all I can get from it. Bonus rewards chameleon if you get it down, but I can't get it down. When do I start to see a chameleon? Oh, blimey. I'm not even getting it in there. 100k. Yeah, so the fight itself is done like this. So you need to build up your 2 teams before you go in there. So when it's all blanked out, you have to put in your 2 teams, and then so if you adjust a team here, you can go in and adjust it. And then when you hit save, this will save gear and artifacts info for all heroes on both teams. So there you go. So where Ferris is actually missing a piece of gear, he is now missing a piece of gear. If I fight on this one here, this team is locked in and you cannot then go back in to adjust it. You have to make sure you've got this set to start with. So he's a bit of a nightmare, and I can sort of do 20k with this team, about where I get with it. But this doesn't come anywhere close. Yeah, I mean, players who are getting 100k on Abyss, want 1 key and 100k on Abyss, are getting, are getting that 40k chest, but they're not. That's on both teams, so they're not getting much more than 25, 30k on one run. See you later, Sonic. Drive safely, mate. Have a nice trip through Italy. So that's approximately where it is. One to 3. 2. Okay. Oh, 5 already. So 7 could be my worst. It's going to be my worst. 8. 8 today. That's a bonus. So I've had 7s and that is an 8. So I'm doing quite well on them, to be honest, I think. Or I'm doing above what you consider average to be. Whether the weights behind them are changed or not, I don't know. Got the new demon soldiers in here, so the rats in here now, and the Ember Fire Temperer. I don't do particularly well on these at all. No, I just get the old ones. Now at 22, get in. So end of January, beginning of February, I should have one of these. That'd be nice. About right. Yeah, it's nice that they do something. So we are getting something for nothing. I mean, I was. Cheers, Sonic. Thank you very much, mate. That is very generous of you. Drive safely, though. Okay. Love you lots, mate. I need to go through this and sort out what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. This is ridiculous. Far too much stuff lying around. Yeah, I think they could be a little more generous with it. For me, the problem is always going to be, where are the new players coming in going to catch up on doing Abyss, for example. Oh, bargain. So hopefully they'll tell us where else we're going to get them from, because I assume there are going to be other places. I don't know for definite, but I assume there are going to be other places. Oh, not brilliant. Yeah, I think it's gone back as feedback that you get a pity counter in there, but I just don't. I don't see them ever doing it, to be honest. There's a couple of things that have gone back. So Xena's still not fixed. Kane's basic attack compared to his his insidious strike. His insidious strike hits on the sides as well, or hits people that are attacking him on the side, whereas his basic attack doesn't. So there's little things like that we're leaving them. Hopefully they get around to addressing bits of them. Oh, the ultimate leaderboard. Yeah, that might be a place to add them. Yeah, could well be. This, I think, is quite going to be quite a painful banner for some people. I think people are going to pull wanting Elwyn and get a Lynx, which is going to hurt them. But it's not this weekend for the new marksman. Hey, you just got Pope as well, did you? Congratulations. That was my cheeky temple. There, I did yesterday and got a Pope. So he's now up to A4, which is handy. We see if I get another one. Go on, go gold. Oh, it's gone purple. Oh, no gold. Haven't heard a date for the new marksman. No, that's what I was having a quick look here. I was half expecting him to be around on this week, but he's not on this week. So maybe next weekend's banner, which might make people think I'm going to save for next weekend. The danger there is getting Lynx, isn't it, as opposed to Elwyn. One of them's absolutely fantastic. One of them's not so great. Yeah, I'd like to see loads more epics in the game. I'd like to see the game flooded with them, to be honest. I think it'd be really nice to see some good epics about doing stuff. That would be great. There's one or two. I was having a play around with where were we? In here. I was having a play around with the Northerners stage 16. Think there's an easier way to do it where you can get your BP down towards sort of the hard or danger zone, really, where it says danger. But I can't quite get it to work, and run out of blooming time now, haven't we? So that's a bit of a blow. Poison Trio, if you've got, work fantastically well here. I don't know if I could just run it on an auto battle, but they work fantastically well. Will it work? Yeah. There's Marek. I've got to have a play around with it and finesse this, but we'll get something out if it's the next time it hits. But poisoning this up works remarkably well, blitzing through it. But I think it needs a bit more refining about who goes where and that sort of thing realistically. But we'll see if we can have a play around with it before it hits global. I think, will it hit global next time? I think that's how it works, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, so the Ancients, they might have to do something about it, but it's another bit of a rant, really. It's something that's quite annoying. They said they were going to have a chat about Ancients a little while ago, didn't they? Where they were going to sort out getting people like Ajax, which is massively frustrating on your pity for your Lord. That doesn't feel like a great experience. And also, there's nothing about the Lords, nothing about non-Lords either, which is a bit of a shame as well. I think there should be a bit more there. or at least a pity for ancients. It just seems like they're the hardest thing in the blooming world to get. You know, blown up from that one, aren't we? Yeah, all falling apart. Yeah, I think there's. I think I can do more damage. There we go. What was that? 136 of triple S. I think I'm gonna have a play around with that and see how low we can get that team. But Poison Trio, Malric, working fantastic. I'm not sure if I've even up. I think you can do better if you upgrade Malric or put gear on him. So I haven't done any skills on my Malric. So I think if you put skills into him, it could work better. Or maybe put an artifact on him. That could help as well. But we'll get that out for oh blimey, 2 days. I've got to do some recording on that in the next couple of days, and let me get that done. So we can get that out. The shop's having quite a nice buff. Ah, thank you for reminding me. Cheers, Carl. That's right, the shop. It hasn't been mentioned anywhere, which is really weird. But they should do more of this. Right, so I'm going to start the new week again. Going over to... It's just working a little better in some places. So the player center on the Forerunner is now open. And this is fantastic. So I've got 70 points because last week I could only get up to here, up to stage 5. But you can come in and do a daily sign-in and get points on the daily. And they go towards these here. So at 300 points, and this is available for the next 2 months apparently. So I imagine I'd be able to get 300 points within that time limit. That's nice. So I can get, I'll get that one there. W gold times 400. I'll probably get that. That is a daily bundle thing. It gets sent. You don't get much, so don't get overexcited. So when you come here, thanks for supporting 30 energy. 10 and 20 diamonds I've had as well, and I've had sort of 3,000 silver. But that's not all they've done. They've done more to the shop, so you get like a daily bundle, like a regular bundle. It's really weird. So this is the new bundle shop that comes in. This comes out every day, or one similar to it, and this is 299. I mean, I think that's cheap as chips for all of that, isn't it? Claim the energy, that's nice. And then you'd get all of that for $3. So they are starting to push more, I feel, into the shop. Whether you can get, this is enough to get, I'm presuming it's to get people to start opening their wallets as like a starter solution and push you on. But this changes, but it's much the same every day. There's not much of a difference in it. They're going to be in the shop, aren't they? Absolutely. If anyone thinks they're not going to be in the shop, easily seeable that. Yeah, Plateau. I'm struggling to get out Plateau on this server. So it's a nightmare. Apex shop, we're not going to get anything from that. What we've got this time. To be honest, mate, I see him going for more than 99. I see him going for 120. The whole one they sold for 100, so I think they would sell them for a little bit more than 100. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I think you'll pay more for buying them little by little. Oh, 1 day. So if you haven't done, and I haven't, I don't think, I haven't done my yeah, I need to do my runs. Make sure you do yours, otherwise you're losing your 100 keys. Is there a... Oh, there's a Brave Conquest on as well. Ideal to do them while the Brave Conquest is on. It costs you no stamina and you get Brave Conquest points, okay? So I will definitely be doing mine in a minute. Yeah, well, surprisingly, I mean, I saw it in the shop for 100 or thereabouts. And then in the Dev Insights, there was people saying, well, why have you only restricted it to one? We want a higher amount of them available. So there were definitely players out there that wanted to buy more than one. And there was a lot of players there that couldn't afford to buy the one at all. So what week is Global on at the moment then? Because Global will have to have an update around here, won't it? We can sort of guesstimate the patch for Global will be around these two weeks, won't they? Which could be quite a big patch coming. Also, question for you lot. Now, when I look at a hero on the test server, I generally go through all their skills and make sure they work all right, and I generally do a video on that. Personally, I like to see all their skills working and how they work, because that way you can tell the devs this doesn't work right, this wording is wrong, that sort of thing. So I can see myself always carrying on and doing that. But there is a new marksman coming out. Is there anywhere that you want to see him tested, or if there's anything you want looked at, just give me a shout and we will run through those things. The marksman is more single target marksman, that sort of thing. So Nightmare faction, so helpful for faction trials, but also got shield breaking on, so we'll probably have a look at Abyss as well. But if there's anything in particular you think, oh, I've heard this hero's coming out, can we find out about that? Absolutely, just get in touch with me and I will either make sure I do a video on it or... Okay. Yeah, I'm building up a 60k Abyss team on the test server. And then what I was planning on doing was removing like a Sun Wukong or Kagiri and then putting him in place and just sort of damage testing to see where he sort of fits in. or to see whether you can remove someone to have him in, that sort of thing. Okay. So I'll probably do one video where I just go through his skills, and then I'll do probably another video where I go through where we can use him, that sort of thing. I'm trying to think of his cost. I think his cost is the higher end. So I'm not sure how he'd do in single target arena, but we can have a look at that as well. But if there's anything that comes to mind and you think I'd like to see him tested here, then absolutely we can. I'll probably release him next week, and then that way, or I might do his skills this week and then next week have a look at where he is. Yeah. 21 springs to mind. Yeah, 21 seems right for his cost. So arena-wise, I think he could be expensive, but he might well be available for nuking people down with his skill. We'll have a look at it. Yeah. I should have got a screenshot to put it up here, shouldn't I? Like an idiot, I haven't bothered. But if there is anything you want him tested on, just give me a shout and we'll sort through that. That's not an issue at all. Yeah, something else that's changed here, and I really like this. They've changed these little motifs on these, so they've added in the little bits that you get from it. I think this is quite nice. Oh, Shadow, you all right, mate? Yeah, so if there's anywhere you want him tested, just give me a shout and then I'll run through it. If you've got particular setups that you feel this is going to be helpful, then say. Oh, Semrah as well. Okay, yeah. It is until he comes along, yes. Admiral Claw's such a shame. He should be added to the normal banner. Oh, it's A2. Erdrin's nice. Oh, Jeep on your pity. That's annoying. Test him out on the depths. Don't know anything about the banner. If just gone over the weekly stuff, mate. Had a chat, having a chat mostly about the new hero coming out, where people want him tested. Admiral Claw, I've got to do more with him. I think the wife's working this weekend, so I might be able to do a bit more in the faction trials with him. But he is able to pull those mobs in the centre of the faction trials out, and then they still have the timer, so you can move them to somewhere that's a bit more easy to kill them down. I mean, it's a weird mechanic, and I was trying it with the boss. I can't get it to quite work out, because where Moore does that whole area thing around him, I'm timing it wrongly for that, but the boss walks off, and then Admiral Claw pulls him back. Then unfortunately does his AoE strike and then kills him, which is somewhat annoying. But if I can find a way past that, then technically you can just keep the boss in a sort of 2 or 3 tile range. As he walks off, he'd pull him back, walk off, pull him back, and you'd have as long as you want to kill the boss. So that's a distinct possibility. Yeah. Oh, Sun Wukong rerun. Blimey. Is he coming round again? I haven't seen any leaks about future banners. I should imagine then, unless people need an Eloin, this is going to be a skip. So this is Plat 1 on the Forerunner. Ridiculous. Sorry. Would I pull on a Wukong banner? I think I might. I'll have to have a look to see how many soul stones my Sun Wukong's got, which would be a deciding factor for me on if that was a banner, whether I'd pull on it. That could be a big summoning weekend for a lot of people then, couldn't it? I'd have to make sure that people are aware. I mean, if they are running a limited banner at the same time as they run Rauzan banner, the new marksman, then I'm going to have to make sure that people are aware of how to do their pity. Yeah, people are doing remarkably well with him. He's had a couple of buffs, and I mean I don't have him from what people have been saying when they've been using him though. He's doing amazing work. Really is. I don't know if anyone's done Abyss yet. There's people still running Torador because there you go. There's a rider there. People are using him and they're doing fantastic well with using him. I think he's just a lot less common than Torador, which is why you don't see him as much. But from what I've heard, people say he's a complete beast. On damage, but still surviving through. Strangely, the other thing I've had to send back to the devs is I haven't had a single drop of these new ones. When this came out, they ran an event, like a sign-in event, so you got sort of 2 a day over a 5-day period, so you can get 10 of them in total. But I haven't had a single one drop from anywhere else, which is quite odd. So send that back to the devs to say, excuse me, can you do this? Is your mate happy with that comparison? Is he? Never. That is some terrible luck. The only other thing I think is going to be worth considering when the patch comes out. For me now, what I do, I spend the 200 diamonds and I run all 3 dragons. So I do Nightmare 3, I do Nightmare 4, and I do an Abyss run. It's surprising. A whole year, yeah. Now, is that going to cause? Is it going to cause issues where people don't? I think with the shards now, more people are going to run or spend 200 for the extra run. Although it won't affect you getting shards, does that mean smaller guilds who don't down Abyss are now going to be in trouble? Because if you're going to spend the extra 200 shards, you probably want to be, or 200 diamonds, although it won't affect your ability to get shards, is it going to affect people staying in guilds where they don't get double rewards? Yeah. There we go. There's some. Right, there we go. Yeah. I don't think you'll be the only one, mate, either. I think there'll be quite a few people who that will happen to. It's going to be a shame. Because it's an additional reward, you'd still get the shards, wouldn't you? But you're not getting double chest rewards, which is, I think, it is going to cause friction. Yeah. The guild I'm run in, I don't know. What other way? We had a little moment where we had to try and push people to go and do it. We had a couple of people in there that were pushing on with it, but there weren't enough on the guild to actually do it. So I was sort of too key in it every day, and so were a few other people to make sure we downed it. But once it was being downed, people were like that. Oh, I'm getting double rewards. So now it's not an issue. There's enough people doing it to make sure it goes down every day. But there was definitely, it caused a small piece of friction there until we got it sorted without people getting the double chest rewards. And now I think very much the same is going to happen. How far is your guild from doing it? I mean, are they a mile off or are they near close? Because you wouldn't lose shards, would you? Because they're an additional reward. You don't have to down the boss to get them. Toad in the Hole is essentially sausage in a tray with what we'd refer as Yorkshire batter mix. So a batter comes up all around it. There you go. That's about it. It's good. It's nice. Yeah, the 35k chest is a nice margin to get, because you get that moves you from the 1 to 3, doesn't it, to the 2 to 4. So there's a slight bonus there. Yeah. It's all falling over now. Now we're going to get our asses handed to us. There we go. Right. That's that done. But it clears the chest for me, which is fine. I need to sort that out. Yeah. Can't get third chest. Like I say, I don't get Ancient Laws. Vaughan. Okay, so you've got Vaughan. Yeah. But there's people one key in 100k on the Forerunner and not getting particularly high on this. I mean, I won't save it if you want to have a look at an auto fight. He comes up and then you've got the things either side coming out, and when you kill them, they send orbs up to him to actually do damage to him. And that's essentially how the fight works. But trying to get damage done to him. The other thing is you need some dispels, because he's got, where are we? A shot. Can't find it. Yeah. So the AoE side of things is all right on this to try and push, but where people are more struggling is the physical side of it. Physical damage AoE, there's so few people that have got it. That's why Crash is actually getting some playtime here, particularly an A1 Crash that can inflict a stun on them as well. Because he flicks a debuff on people, you're sort of using 2 debuffers here to get rid of it. And then that's not leaving you enough people to dispel debuffs on the future one as well. There you go, Wink into state again. And now it's just a matter of nuking him as fast as you can. But we're not even close to doing remarkably well. Yeah, start to die now already. Focus fire will take us out. There's the 20k mark for the next chest. That's it. There's 20k, which is sort of, you'd like to say, halfway there, but I think 20k does sort of about 1%. So I think as a guild, you need to be doing around the 60k mark. But that's why Crash is actually getting some playtime. To find AoE physical damage is not so easy. So he's been getting a bit of playtime. Yeah, I mean, cultists come into their own on that stage. Cynthia, good hit. I quite like her. I was just seeing her used in more and more places now. I think she's fantastic. But I would have liked a copy of her, but that's not going to happen. But maybe one day I'll get lucky and she might be the one that comes out on the legendary for me. But legendary ancients are always going to be, I think, a bit of an issue until they sort something out with it. There you go. There's the weekly reset done. That's everything done. Yeah. I've been working on 322 without invisibility just for something to do. I've had to use an Iovar, which is, I think, much harder. I think if I had her, you'd be like, ah, this is a doddle. Yeah, toad in the hole. Sausages, a batter, cook it up in the oven. All the batter comes around the sausages. Pour in loads of gravy. Job done. It's fantastic. Right, that's me done. Is there anything you want to see? Anything you're curious about? The thing that's not getting talked about for me is player centre. I think it's good to see this is coming back up down here. I think that's quite nice. No, I can't spam click this and get loads of rewards. Yeah, you can put down our ultimates, can't you? The Tormented Soul. Yeah, back to work, Tim. Hopefully this will come out with a patch. I think it's nice. I think it's good. It's just free stuff and ticks away nicely in the background. And the addition to the shop on what they're doing here, I think. Not sure if this is them being generous or them being predatory to try and get people out spending. Who knows? But I think it's quite nice. People will be able to buy a couple a month, or they'll be able to save up and do the privilege card every other month, possibly. I think with that rewards they're getting from the shop, who knows? But there you go. But if there's anything else you want to see, I'll give it a couple of minutes, and otherwise I'll call it there. Yeah, both. Test the new guy in Semrah will do. I'll try and get the video out later this week, maybe next week when it's a bit closer and we know some summoning for him, and then we can put the video out. But we'll get something out definitely before he drops. Okay. Have a good day all. Yeah. Catch you later. Zaris. Yeah, I've got a Zaris. How have I got him built? Absolutely no idea. Couldn't tell if I've got any kit on him at all, but we can have a look at him. Now, Zaris, have I got any gear on him? I have. I've gone this way round. This is surprising. I'm going to have to check this. I've gone this way round because of his exclusive gives him an extra summon, but I would advocate building him in IR, in Infernal Roar to start with, depending on where your account is. With Infernal Roar, let's just have a quick look at the set quickly for you. Right, basic attack plus 40%. That plus a basic attack with summoners, so anyone who gets classified here as summons, their summons work with Infernal Roar. So if you're using an aura, for example, her gear, Infernal Roar, because her summon gets a boost from IR. Same as him. Same as Sun Wukong as well, actually. His clones also get a boost from that. So yeah. So if you don't have his stuff here with the exclusives, I would definitely go IR with summoners, plumb for IR. It's the safest way to go. I would either go, if I do attack percentage as a main stat all the way down through here, I will then do Wicked Vengeance on this side. If I use crit damage on this side, I would then generally use Warlord there. It's not a hard and fast rule, it's just sort of a rule of thumb I use. And then, as Unknown has said here, I would definitely go Tear of Twilight as well, okay? But the advantage on the Tear of Twilight now, remember, is when the patch comes out, we get times 10. So that's a win. You can just do 10 at a time. Boom, sorted. How good's that? That's a bonus. Haven't been done? Yeah. Oh, you're 36 days in. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's do this somewhat differently then. For gearing wise, when you're looking at your gear, I would start with looking for something with attack percentage, and then I would look for crit rate. And 36 days in, I wouldn't really worry about anything else from that. And then I would try and make sure the crit... Where are we? Let's try and find some gear that's not rolled up. Here we go. I would then look for stuff that has crit rate in the first 3 places. And then roll it up. Roll it up within 12, so you can have a look to see how well that crit rate rolls, and wouldn't roll it up to 16 at all with 36 days in. I would wait until you've got stuff that's got crit rate, crit damage on it, and then think about rolling it up to 16. Stick with rolling your gear up to 12. You'll save yourself a fortune in gold. And then when you want to roll, so if we enhance this, for example, roll it up to 12. If it rolls well for you, I would probably want this one up further. I would then select this, Arcane Crystals, to go up to do the last 4 for you if you've got enough of them about, okay? That's how I would look at your gear and roll your gear up at a younger level. Also, bear in mind that preference for gear for you is you can ascend this gear. So if you have insight and wisdom particularly, you will be able to ascend them into Infernal Roar and Soulbound Arcana. So I would keep a lookout for both of those types of gear. They will help you out going forward with your account more. Okay, there you go. Quick rundown on gear for you. Did I ever make a gem video? Gem video? What do you mean by gem video, mate? No worries, mate. Also, Gear Raid 3 will be your friend as well, okay? That's where you'll get probably better gear from and what you want to first concentrate on. But getting a Piercer Lord, if you've got one, is going to be fantastic for your account early on. Yeah, I've done a couple of videos on Malrix and drops and that sort of stuff. I need to push on. I'm starting to collect up too many higher level ones. There we go. Yeah, Pantheon bonus. Mine is maxed up. Whether we'll go and carry on with it, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. Right, anything else anyone wants to see before we shut this down? Yeah, I'm saving up time. I might do it. Oh, I started with the teams I wanted to progress in. So I started with things like I was using Sun Wukong everywhere, so I started with him. I use Kigiri everywhere. I haven't done his yet, so I could squeeze a bit of extra damage out of that. It is a fantastic mount. Occasionally available in the shop. Was available on the first anniversary. They've never run it again since. He's only been available in the shop. He is absolutely brilliant. They ran a different one once last Christmas for Prancer, but Prancer's not as good. There we go. I then went on a thing about Tier of Twilights, and then after that I just started picking up ones that I use more often. But at the moment now, I've got so many common ones, it's nice and easy just to hit the 10 times. Now they've got the 10 times in, which is fantastic. It's nice and easy to hit that. The advanced ones I've got to be a lot more careful with until I can get the time to be bothered to do level 3 and above. And the runic ones scare me to use, so I avoid using them, to be honest. But I should. Particularly in places where I want to push content, I suppose. Yeah, so that's the one that was available, and it just gives extra gleaming meteorites, which is fantastic. Prancer gave a few more rewards. I don't think it's as good. That is definitely the winner with regards to mounts. Yeah, anyone you're using most often, I would plumb for. There we go. Anything from anyone else? Any questions at all? Yeah, Kane's. Yeah, good night for you, mate. Morning for me, but yeah. Kane's fantastic. If you need a coin generator, he's fantastic at it, and he does damage as well. So I think he's got a place in the game. He's possibly not what people overly want, but there will be top arena teams that are pushing, trying to get Ingrid out, and you can get Ingrid out by wave 2. I mean, it's ridiculously quick how fast she comes out. Cheers, Silent. Have a good one, mate. I'll catch you later. Okay, that's me done. I'll catch you all later. Yeah, it's those people I think are going to really change on pushing that top end over who gets top. 5.5 hours. Bye. Catch you later, Tim. Go back to work. Carl, go and get some sleep before you have to be at work. Yeah, those people pushing top end, it's going to matter to those on whoever has Cyrene out or anyone like that. He will go in. I think. Doesn't hit airborne units though. So didn't know if he was going to be one of those fighters. Right. Nothing else heard. I'll catch you all later. Have a good week. Stay safe. I'll see you all again soon. If you want any testing done on the test server, just get hold of me, DM me, something like that, or put something in the comments of the video and I will do my best to get round to it, okay? Cheers, Danny. Have a great one, mate. Enjoy pushing on with your account.